Hey everyone. So this week we are now 35 weeks. So we kind of talked a little bit last time about what's been going on around the world at the moment. We are still in lockdown with coronavirus, which has been okay. I probably said in the last one anyway, but it's actually kind of been a blessing in disguise for us, for me in particular, even though Brendan probably doesn't see it as much as I do. But I really wanted us to kind of slow things down and have like a calm entry into birth. And I don't know if we would have gotten it if we had continued on the path that we were with work and and training and all that sort of stuff, like the balance that we had. Because as most of you know, it's quite hard to change those things, and we run quite a fastly strung life a lot of the time. And even though it really was a priority of mine to really slow things down, I think this has been perfect timing because it's forced that. So I'm actually really enjoying it, although it's meant to end on the 22nd of April or something like that, which would be a couple of weeks before baby's born, about 2 weeks before baby's born. I am pretty confident it's going to go longer than that. So I am prepared for that. We're both prepared for that. In terms of being in lockdown and having the baby, there's not really a lot that implicates us. It was good when we caught up with the midwife the other day, because obviously this is new territory for everybody. So it sounds like in terms of once baby's born, because we're having her at home anyway if all goes according to plan. Ideally, we don't want to end up at the hospital, but if we do, New Plymouth regulations at the moment are that you're allowed one person with you. Could be your partner or your mum or whoever, as well as your midwife. So obviously I would have Brendan there with me. It doesn't really bother me too much because I am not really relying on the support of everybody like I am from Brendan 100%, don't get me wrong. But apart from that, I'm confident enough within myself and with Brendan and I and our relationship and our baby of us being able to bring her into the world safely. So that part doesn't really worry me too much. If anything, it may even be a helpful situation, because if we do end up at the hospital, it's going to be because something's gone wrong. And the less people that we have kind of freaking out about that, then the easier it's going to be for me to deal with it too. Other than that, if we have the birth at home, we still have our two midwives. So our two midwives is going to be Amy, who's running the show to start with, and then our second midwife is going to be Sorka. So she's going to come in and she'll help with just before baby's born and that sort of thing. So we've got a midwife on both ends, one watching me and one watching baby. So that'll be cool. Sorka's got lots of experience with home births, so that's been really good. That's kind of where we're at with that. In regards to once baby is born, though, there's checks that they would normally do, like a hip check and that sort of thing, as well as a hearing check. The hip check normally is done mandatory for all babies in New Zealand, but because of everything that's been going on, they're not taking as many people up at the hospital, especially not high-risk people for the coronavirus. So the hip check will be done by Amy, and then from there, if she thinks there's any issues, then we'd get a referral up there. So it is what it is, Amy's trained to figure out if there's anything wrong with her hips, so I'm not too worried about that. And it's just something that we have to deal with, so that's fine. The hearing check, she won't get that at all. Again, it's something that they normally do for every baby, but they have limited that service now because of what's going on. With everyone being in lockdown, there's not a lot of stuff happening unless it's considered emergency or essential, so that's all right. And then they have a metabolic screening, which is basically it's a prick of blood from the heel, and that gives information on different genetic issues that the baby may have that are quite rare, but it is meant to help identify those. So that will happen as per usual as well. So just send that away to a lab. So not a lot really changes. I suppose the biggest thing for us in the past week has just been trying to source the tinctures that we were wanting for labour, because obviously everyone kind of thought that I was nuts getting everything ready for baby so early. We had pretty much everything, we got everything at the Boxing Day sales, even though baby's not due until May. So by that beginning of the year, we had everything pretty much that we needed. So I'm glad that we did that, and now everybody thinks that it was awesome that I had pre-planned, because a lot of places are shut now, and also you don't really want to be going and exposing yourself to all that sort of stuff as well if you can avoid it. So we've already kind of got everything. The only thing we didn't get, however, was the tinctures, because I hadn't finished reading up on them yet, and I was happy as long as we had ordered them and had them here by the 37-week mark. Then I was happy with that. Obviously not expecting there was going to be a lockdown and potential issues with the postage showing up. So we've ordered those now and we're waiting for them. They have been sent. It just depends on whether they show up and that sort of thing. So we will be keeping an eye on that. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that they'll get here. But because the tinctures, the basic idea of them is that it's kind of natural remedies or herbs that are meant to help if any issues do come up. So it might be that my waters break but contractions don't start, so there's herbs or tinctures that we can take that will help to stimulate contractions. It may be that they slow down, so it helps to get a good flow going with the contractions again. It may be after baby is born that I'm hemorrhaging a little bit, or we're having issues getting the placenta out, and again we can use a different type of herb to try and help get that placenta out and slow the bleeding down without having to use some of the actual medications and drugs that you can be offered. But yes, so that is kind of where we're at the moment. Yeah, other than that, everything's been pretty good. But I'll leave it there for today and we'll catch up next week, and yeah. Hey guys, so I know I just said that the video ended, but I just remembered looking back on the video from last week that I didn't get to comment about how our midwife appointment went. Obviously I had mentioned last week's video that baby was breech, but yeah, so when we caught up with Amy on Monday, it was quite an interesting catch up, because obviously normally we'd do them inside the house and all that sort of thing, but with the virus at the moment we did it in the garage so we could have everything kind of open, and then quarantine style. So we had us, like me laying down on our chest press bench, and her doing the heartbeat and all that sort of stuff and feeling for her and everything. But so in regards to heartbeat, everything's still really good. She's around that 145 beats range, which is pretty normal, and it's what she has been mostly the whole time as well. In regards to her growth, everything's really good. She's tracking along really nicely in her curve, which is cool. We started off in that average range and she is continuing along that cycle, so that's cool. Maybe she won't be massive baby, but she's not going to be tiny either. And then the bit that I obviously wanted to talk to you about was the fact that last time she was breech, this time she's not looking like she is, so which was really, really positive. So all the moxa treatment and stuff that we were doing, it sounds like it may have been doing its thing, which is awesome. Obviously Brendan and I are putting a lot of time into that, so yeah, it gave me a lot of appreciation, or a lot more appreciation, for Brendan as well, for putting the time in to doing it, because I know it was a little bit tedious. We were doing it so late at night. We were having our showers and getting ready before watching our nightly program. We were at like 9 o'clock doing the moxa for 30 minutes, which was testing, especially when we went away. We still prioritised it and did it like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. But yeah, so that was really positive. So at the moment it sounds like she is head down, bottom on the right hand side and feet on the left. So they say that our optimal position for when you actually go into labour is head down like she is, but bottom and feet around the other way. And it just gives you less rotation that the baby has to do to end up getting into the perfect position to come down, which can make labour a bit shorter and less painful and that sort of stuff. So we are still working on doing some exercises daily to help swap her around. But the major thing was just getting her head down, because now she's head down, she's safe to have at home and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, we're definitely very happy. But yeah, so when we catch up with Amy in a week's time, it was 2 weeks in between the catch up. It'll then go to weekly, but every time we catch up with her from now on, she'll do those same measures to check and make sure baby is doing what she needs to. And we will keep you guys filled in on a weekly basis with it too. But yeah, now she's head down, should be good. Fingers crossed anyway. Alright, cool. Now it's actually finished. Thanks guys, bye.